That's about as American as it gets, bro.
It's American.
Is this thing on?
Check 1 2 1 2.
It's fucking crazy.
They're invincible, indestructible, and he's living for like 10,000 years.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hunt for Greatness podcast.
What are you saying, syphilis?
Audio.
Yeah, syphilis.
Syphilis.
1 2. Syphilis.
Make sure.
I knew as soon as like we were getting ready to do this, I was gonna have to fucking fart so hard.
Dude, fart in the mic, like take the mic.
Oh, I will. It might rot this son bitch. My diet has been hot garbage since I left Asheville.
That's bad.
It's been bad, dude.
That's Paul Gaither, everybody listening. Paul fucking Gaither.
The legend.
The legend. I got my man fucking Rives in the building, baby. See, that's so. Whenever I asked you, am I too loud in y'all's?
You're always
Good?
too loud.
No.
I'm loud as fuck.
No, it's fine.
It sound like I'm whispering in your ears.
It does. Kind of makes my butthole tingle.
Reeves has been puckered up since he walked in.
Yeah, just like his balloon nuts out of sorts right now.
Cats and no gnats. Dude, so whenever I told Reeves I was having you on the podcast, he was like, dude, I want to fucking do the podcast with Paul. And I was like, that's crazy you said that, because I was like thinking whenever we were planning it, I was like, I wonder if Reeves would want to do it with us. And then I was like, I wonder if Paul would be like wanting to just have a one-on-one.
So the funny thing is like me and Reeves actually communicated very shortly after.
He told me to text you.
Yeah,
I said, you got to ask Paul.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know what he
did
has
I say?
in mind.
Like hell fuck no.
Yeah. No.
No. Come on, we got to get some better talent than that.
Dude, do you watch hockey at all?
So this is my first year, and like, it's funny because like I've watched like little bits of games here and there, you know. But my buddy is from Boston, up in Asheville, huge Bruins fan, and he took me to see like the local AAA team that's in Greenville. They're called the Swamp Rabbits.
Swamp Rabbits?
Yeah, and actually on my Instagram, I've got some videos of like some slow-mo almost fights, but it's really like a group hug. But man, I've really kind of gotten into hockey. I like it a lot.
It's fun to watch.
It's so badass, dude.
It's really cool. I mean,
remember going to Thrashers games in Atlanta, like way back in the day.
Yeah.
And watching it, I can't watch it on TV though.
So Blackhawks was the Atlanta.
Thrashers. We were the
Blackhawks
Atlanta
Chicago. Yeah.
So Atlanta was Thrashers.
Yeah, but I think they went to Canada.
Oh, so y'all don't have a
I
hockey
don't
team?
know.
No, not anymore.
I've never been
Damn.
north of the border.
Damn, I'd like to go,
I would,
dude.
There's some good skiing north of the border.
Oh, hell yeah. There's
really
some good duck hunting up there, too.
Yeah.
So.
There's a lot of good stuff happening north of the border. I'm not even going to lie.
There is. Yeah, and they're like, I feel like they're pretty lax on their laws, except for freedom of speech. I feel like they kind of
They kind of dropped the ball on that.
They don't want you to say a whole lot.
Right.
But like
so it's cool to think what you want to think, but voicing your opinion.
Don't fucking say it, okay?
Yeah.
Don't say it,
Hosa? Yeah.
Dude, have you seen that video of that guy? He's like, this is my first week in Minnesota. And then it gets so bad. Like he comes out of his closet and he's like just saying shit.
It comes out of where?
He gets more and more like Youper, like you know how Alfie kind of talks, like that.
Yeah.
Like how Alfie talks when he first got here.
Now,
was it?
Let me
like,
preface
really
what I'm
bad?
about to say with this is I love Alfie, but could you imagine a country full of people that like were just straight like loud Alfies? How tough would that be?
Dude, can you imagine softball leagues up there? Can you imagine playing softball with Alfie?
Holy shit.
God damn. Dude, I've said it on the podcast before, dude. I've said it on the podcast before. Like, this is like episode fucking 6. I was like, here's the problem with Alfie. Nobody ever beat his fucking ass, dude. That's the problem with Alfie. Because once you fucking get your ass whooped, it's like there's only you got a cap on what you'll say to motherfuckers before you know it's time to fucking throw down.
Well, that's the thing, man. Like, so the best thing about having your ass whooped is your first lesson in humility.
Absolutely,
like
dude.
And I used to think, I used to think I was something fucking fierce in high school until that one small dude climbed around on me like a fucking spider monkey and beat my fucking brains in.
Yeah, hell
it's not like he just like killed me. But, like, I've never been hit so many times in all my life, in all my fights, as this little dude did in high school. And humble.
Little scrappy motherfucker.
Dude, like, man, I could not get him off. It was like a wet piece of spaghetti, dude. I could not get that motherfucker off of me. And he showed me fucking up. And, like, them little fucking hands hurt, dude.
Yeah, hell
like,
yeah.
poking you. Like, it feels like somebody just Charlie horsing your face. You know what I'm saying? That shit sucks.
But getting whooped was one of the best things that ever happened to me because I would run my fucking mouth about everything to anybody up until that point, and then it was like, okay, well then there's a cap I need to put on, you know, or else I better be ready to fucking.
And the only way that cap gets pushed up is if your hands go to the next level.
Yeah,
but. You know, if you're not just fighting all the time, that ain't happening. You're just steady getting your shit whooped for saying dumb stuff.
And like normal people, like us, like how much practice do you really get fist fighting motherfuckers? I mean, really,
it's collectively probably been like 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah, like dude. A fight happens pretty quick when
it
you're
does.
not.
It really does.
It does.
When you're not well versed in fisticuffs.
But the thing about the thing with the fighting is a lot of cats want to talk now. Like, you think that it's about to erupt, but, like, there's just nothing but people in each other's face yelling really loud. But you've always got that one cat that's like, well, I've had to do it. Pop!
Yeah.
And that's it. You know, and then maybe the whole crowd jumps in or the rest of them kind of scatter. But I'll tell you a funny story, though, about, like, you know, we're talking about softball and fighting, man. Like, I was playing with these guys up in Asheville, man, and we went and played this benefit tournament, this Chance Crawford tournament. And we playing this team out of D.C., Diamonds and Ice. We went up there and played D-ball, which was crazy, man, because there's like 140 teams in this tournament.
Like the steroid?
What?
D-ball? Isn't that steroids?
D-level.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so what we do is, like, we just pound steroids and get out there just, nah. So we're up here playing, man, and, like, this team, man, they're talking junk, and this cat runs to second base. And I said something to him, and then I followed it up with cuz. And he said, well, I ain't your cuz. And I said, well, fuck you. So the next thing you know, man, my boy's like, yeah, just let it die or whatever. Cat kept talking. And so finally we got the next out, and he was walking back to the dugout. Yeah, walking back to the dugout, said something else, and I dropped my glove and went to him. And my boy ran over there to him and told him just go on to the dugout. And he was like, I want to talk. He's like, he's done talking. Like, the talk's over.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, that defining moment, it just ain't there no more.
Your boy knew what was up, though.
Oh, he knew.
He knew when
he
you stopped
Well, he saw it
talking.
on my face.
Yeah.
Like, he said, man, I just seen, you know, where he whited out. And you know what I'm talking about. If you've been in a fight and you white out.
You don't know what the fuck's going on.
Nah, it's about to happen.
Yeah.
Because your temper has gotten to a point to where your vision's gone. That's what happens with me.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
And the only other people that bring me to that level, women.
Yeah.
And then who you going to punch then? Oh, sheetrock? Kyle?
Wall.
You going to punch the wall, Kyle? Yeah. No, I'm not going to be that cat no more.
No.
I ain't punched no wall since, I don't know.
Dude, it's been a long time since I punched a wall.
I ain't really found a good enough reason.
Yeah, but it's like, you know, you just got to be careful nowadays, dude, because there's people out there that will fuck you up that you don't know.
Well, since MMA's gotten around,
oh yeah,
like that small little cat, just like that little cat in high school, like that motherfucker might damn put you in the rear naked.
Yeah,
and you ain't got a
like
clue.
135 pounds.
Yeah.
Just solid as, but like
wrap his legs and his fucking shit around you, dude. You're toast.
Well, that's what jiu-jitsu was made for. Is like for little guys to be able to fuck up big guys because it's all about your skill.
Yeah.
Because like usually a bigger guy's gonna win.
Oh
if you're throwing hands or what, you know, standing throwing.
It's like a meathead.
Because a big motherfucker can usually take a punch.
He'll take a punch until he gets a hold of you, and then once he gets a hold of you, that's usually a wrap.
Yeah.
But if you can stay away and just lay hands to his head, how the fuck are we here? Like, how we get to this point in the convo?
Alfie.
Al-
Because I've said it before, and I've told Alfie that. I'm like, dude, somebody needs to beat the fuck out of you. And that would cure a lot of this fucking issue. Because I about fucked him up before, just because he was just fucking around.
Yeah.
But I took it like serious. It was me taking shit.
You
the
me tell you
wrong
what's
fucking
funny?
way.
My boys in Asheville, like Alfie actually came and met us one time in Gastonia and played with our team because we were showing up short. They loved Alfie.
I love that.
They loved Alfie because he talked
too.
shit, you know,
Yeah.
and that's what they liked about it. And I was like, I
love Alfie too.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just like,
and that's why I prefaced all this with like, I love Alfie. However,
me too.
Yeah.
Me too. I love him too, and he's gotten so
that's
much
not-
better, dude. Minus being on the softball field, I feel like that's where really it takes a hold of him.
but
dude.
I think that's,
It does.
I think
competitive.
everybody's got one of those things though. Like they get into a certain venue, and that brings you up back. So what I think about when stuff like that's happening is how people are a product of their environment. So like you've got people that go into different situations, and like even when you're dealing with certain like demographics of people in groups, you'll see that like their accent changes, how they carry themselves. Like my wife says when I'm talking to people in the mountains, like I get Southern as a motherfucker. She says that my drawl comes out hard.
I get like that when I go back home or I
Yeah.
hang out with him.
Yeah. But then like
You
another-
turn into a piece of shit when you hang out with me.
I'm sorry.
his rednecks rub it off on
It's true, dude. It's like the Georgia comes out.
Dude, we went to South Carolina to go duck
Oh
hunting
god, that was a shit
with
show.
this dude.
I
Actually,
just found my croc.
After
I was
4
missing one
months.
croc, and we went hunting
that's
in
how
what?
much of a piece of shit he is when we hang out.
November, January.
Dude, it was the beginning of the year.
Cold.
You've been crocless for fucking
I've had
6
one
months.
croc sitting in my garage for 4 months, and he calls me yesterday. He was like, "Hey, I found your other croc.
Holy
I almost
shit.
threw the other one away. I'm glad I didn't
Under
throw
my
the other one
fucking
away."
seat. But anyway, we go to South Carolina, dude, and we're hanging out with Josh Shipman's nephew, who's like 19, and his little brother, who's like 16. Was he like 15?
He's awesome.
Anyway,
He's
cool as a motherfucker, dude.
way
Little
too cool.
15-year-old dude. And fucking, we're like riding in the truck. We're just doing whatever they want to do because they live there. And we're like, fuck it, whatever y'all want to do, we'll do whatever y'all want. And how old are you, 26?
Yeah.
You're 26, I'm 29, and we're hanging out with these two young cats. And the youngest kid in the front seat, he goes, what'd he say? He's like, let's fucking stay up all night and just go out to the duck hole in 3 hours. And I'm like, and I look at Reeves and I'm like, fuck yeah. I was like, I like this little motherfucker, dude. And then I fucking farted in this Tundra.
His
Dude,
dad's Tundra.
dude, I farted in
like
his dad's.
complete disrespect to this really nice Tundra.
Dude, it was such a fucking bad smell, and I felt like it brought us all four closer together, like brotherhood.
Dude.
But we do, dude. We go out there and we don't sleep for 24 hours. And me and Reeves, I'm like, dude, I got to get back.
Well, I mean, I see nothing but a prescription for fun. Is
God
like,
damn.
motherfuckers
Dude.
up a long time with guns.
Dude, we
That's
didn't pull.
always a
Dude,
good
we
time.
didn't pull the fucking trigger. We didn't have a duck come fucking from here to goddamn Martin Luther King away from us, dude. And we had so much fun. And
That was so
I was
much
like, dude,
fun.
we got to go. And after 24 hours of no sleep, me and Reeves are on the way home. And I'm so goddamn tired. I don't know when the last time I stayed up 24 hours is. And I'm in the middle of sentences, like driving. In the middle of a sentence, forget what I'm talking about, and just bust out. Cannot stop laughing.
It was equally as unsafe to drive like shit hammered.
Dude, it was.
Than how we were driving.
Dude, Reeves was hanging his head out the window to stay
Let me
away.
ask you guys this
Oh.
while we're on this particular topic. So, and of all your experiences in all your lives, and I'm not going to make this whole thing about this, but like,
We're gonna go wherever it takes us, Paul
okay,
Gaither.
so check this out. Is there any time that you have actually hallucinated more than when you've been deprived of sleep? Like in
I was
all
hallucinating.
the
then.
hallucinogen things I've done, like all the LSD and psilocybin and all the stuff I've ate, never made me trip like those long binges where I stayed awake.
Like how many days?
Like
you talk?
4 or 5 days.
I ain't never stayed awake
Oh,
that long,
yeah,
dude.
You want
Me
to talk
neither.
about seeing them silhouettes and stuff, like visual?
I've never
The
done
shadow
it.
people?
I've,
Yeah, now,
I've-
I mean, I've been with cats that have tripped and said, "Oh, the dragon's out the wall," and you know what I'm saying? Like cats that talk about shit that I ain't never seen, even after a 20.
I've never experienced
Yeah,
that
20
either.
strip deep, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? But then, you know, like those days where I'd stay up like 4 or 5 days, now that's when I'd
I
see
ain't never done it,
them
dude.
cats in the trees
God
and them shits
damn.
running through the yard and fucking shit moving that ain't
I've,
supposed to be
I've
moving.
never been up that long.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't
Dude,
do it.
after 24 hours, I start to like say things and see different. I don't know, dude. Because
it took me days to recover. Like I remember talking to him on Monday, like trying to work, and I was just like,
I'm like, how you doing over there, buddy? You ain't doing too good, are you? I'm fucking.
And we didn't
struggling.
drink a lot of water either. We probably
Oh,
drank.
that's like a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, it was just a lot
we
of
drank-
Red Bull.
You know, how
we drank
old-
16 Red Bulls between the two of us.
How old person does that sound? It's like, oh, I was dehydrated.
I didn't
You know
sleep
what
for 24
Oh,
hours.
dude, I'm like, I'm in bed by 10 o'clock now. It's
Dude.
like completely different.
Man, I'm a daily napper.
Are
So
you?
like
I
every
nap-
day
I
when I
nap,
get
too.
home, there's a solid 15, 20-minute nap coming.
That's
I
a
promise.
perfect time for a
See,
nap.
I
though.
can't
Oh, yeah.
nap for 15 minutes, though.
See, that's me though. If I go much more than that, I'm
You're
turd
worthless.
Ferguson. Yeah, dude,
Turd
I'm
Ferguson.
absolutely useless.
Worthless.
Worthless. And then trying to go to sleep, it's terrible. But,
Turd
like,
Ferguson. That was Will Ferrell on Saturday Night
there
Live.
was, so Turd Ferguson was actually Norm Macdonald playing Burt Reynolds on Will Ferrell's Alex Trebek impression on Jeopardy. And
Holy
he
shit!
wrote down
I
Turd
didn't
Ferguson. He's like,
realize
ha, funny. Turd Ferguson. It's just a funny name. Yeah, because he actually calls him. He says, so you'll take what? 500 for, what it was like one of them was, the one category was a therapist, and he called it the rapist. He said, I'll take the rapist for 500, Alex. Yeah.
That shit was so fucking funny.
Oh, it
dude.
was so
No, I
good.
hadn't seen that.
Oh, you haven't?
No, just like in a long time.
It's
Like, a
old.
long
It's
So
old.
time.
yeah, it was an old one. So it was like Norm Macdonald, the dude that did the Sean Connery. Greg Hammond, I think maybe was
Yeah.
his name. And then it was Chris Kattan doing like the guy from Third Rock from the Sun, French Stewart, the weird motherfucker. Yeah, so that was the three that was on the contestants.
show, yeah.
And then yeah,
Dude,
Ferrell.
that shit was so fucking funny.
Dude, really
Will
good.
Ferrell's one of my favorites.
He's fantastic.
What
And
about
then-
Ashley Schaefer? Dude.
dude?
That's an
Ashley.
unbelievable character.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic. But that whole
Eastbound and Down.
woo, woo, woo.
Can you feel the tension in the air right now? I know I can.
Cut it with a knife. My loins are burning.
I can feel it down in my loins.
How does my
plums.
plums?
Dude, he's so funny,
Oh,
dude.
yes.
And his southern accent's so good,
It
too.
is. It is.
So,
yeah.
all right. I got to ask you this now.
Yeah.
We were talking about Eastbound and Down. So, two questions. So, why do you love Kenny Powers so much? I just want to know, like, deep down in your heart, what makes
Because
you
it's
love
on you for life.
Kenny
It
Powers?
is, and that's fine. Because, like, I mean, what other person would you want to be? You know, kind of
I
like.
love
I mean,
Kenny Powers, too.
so I think a lot of it has to do with being Southern,
Yeah.
and you know that whole North Carolina attachment, that you know the Shelby thing, which is nowhere near where I'm fucking from, but. The struggling ball player that could have been something that he wasn't, and he just ended up being a fucking drug addict.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So I can resonate with that.
Right. You
But-
relate to Kenny Powers.
Yeah, but you know, the Danny McBride is just—he's a really cool fucking guy. I mean, I don't know him in person, but he seems like if he's willing to play those kind of roles, that's pretty
You
fucking
gotta
cool.
be.
I
Cool.
feel like that's a sin that he's not friends with you in real life.
You
That's
know,
fucked up, Danny
it's
McBride.
funny because Joe, my buddy Joe, actually saw Danny McBride at a show here and told him that I had a tattoo of him on my ass. So this tattoo I've got of Kenny Powers, he said is on his ass, and he said, "Well, the price of that real estate just went up."
Did he really say that?
That's what he told Joe.
No shit.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, I would have
that's
loved to have been
funny.
able to show him, you know, but Joe was like texting me when it's happened. He's like, "Send me a picture of the Kenny Powers tattoo, man. It's fucking Kenny Powers is fucking here. And Danny McBride's at the show." And I'm like, "Oh fuck."
What
yeah.
show was he at? Do you
It was
remember?
something, man. It was before I left Wilmington. So, fuck, I don't know, dude. It's been a while back.
So you relate
But
to
that's when
Kenny
they were
Powers.
still-
That's why you love
but
it.
that's when they were still filming here.
Yeah.
So they were filming, you know, Eastbound and Down here all the time.
Yeah.
Like that. There's that one scene they did from the top of my old apartment building when I lived at 420 Market Street. You know that apartment building that's right beside the fountain?
Yeah.
I used to stay in that apartment. It was like
And they
the
filmed
best
on
address
that?
ever. I lived at
That is
420
pretty
Market
sweet.
Street. It was the easiest address to remember of all time. It's like, oh, this is it. I've reached the Mecca, and I'm not even smoking reefer anymore. But that's okay. But yeah, they shot a whole scene from up on top of that where they were like, I feel like they were up there doing blow, and like shooting guns on the top of the fucking roof and some shit.
Damn,
it's like
that's awesome.
Some real shit that we would probably do if we were capable of fucking doing it and not going to the Who Scout.
Absolutely.
Like if I get caught up on that roof with a gun,
You're
dude,
done.
that's felonies McGee.
I've shot a
fucking
shotgun
toast.
off my roof without doing drugs.
That's
like
kinda
since I've
cool.
been clean down here.
That's cool.
Dude, we were living on Wrightsville Avenue at Rainbow Circle. I don't know
Yeah.
if you know where that's
Yeah, I
where
know
Buffalo's
exactly.
is at.
Yeah.
So we're in these little 4 houses, and right behind, like through the fence, there's like some frat party house, and there was like hundreds of motherfuckers over there. And Wesley goes, he says something like, "Shut the fuck up, motherfuckers!" And then all these people just start screaming. They get pissed, like all these dudes. They start screaming back at Wesley, and I'm like, "You want me to go get the fucking Benelli?" He's like, "Yeah, go get it." And we're on the roof, and fucking, I get the Benelli. I'm like, "Hold the fucking ladder, bro." I climb up the ladder, and it's probably like 8 o'clock at night, so it's dark. And it's a fucking 18-inch barrel Benelli, like a little short barrel. And I put a fucking buckshot in there and fucking let it ring. And dude, fucking flames and sparks flew out the end of that motherfucker, and that whole party went
I was about to
absolutely
say,
quiet.
how much butthole tight you reckon went on?
Dude,
over at the
they
party?
all fucking went silent. You could hear a pin drop, and then the cops come riding by right after that. And they're asking us, I'm like, dude, they're shooting off fireworks over there or something. That's what we told them.
Do you know how many good stories start with, "Hey man, hold this ladder"?
Oh,
Hold this fucking ladder
Hold
while I
this
get the
fucking
Nelly.
ladder.
And I ain't dude, he used to be like, "Go get the Nelly," and I ain't talking about country grammar, son. That's what he'd always say, dude. He like, let it
Well
ring
played.
out. He's
Yeah.
like, let it ring out. But yeah. Yeah, no, I got to mention his business on this podcast because this podcast is brought to you by Womack Electrical Contractors. He's got a new business. It's cool as fuck, dude.
he's
Like,
killing it.
started from nothing, and now he's got his own business. Went to school and got his electrical, like certified electrical license and everything, and started his own business. So if y'all need any electrical work done, call Wesley Womack 910-231-7679. But yeah, he's our
Do
first
you have that memorized?
first paid sponsor of the podcast.
It's funny
Yeah.
you mention that because like this week, I actually had they did. I don't think they liked the photo, but they started following me, and it was the Wesley.
That's
Womack.
me because I'm managing his.
Ah,
Yeah, so
so you went backdoor.
Yeah, so he was like,
got you.
he needed somebody to do it because he doesn't have time. I'm like, I'll fucking do it for you, and then I'll do it, and we'll figure out how much you pay me, because I don't know how much work it's going to be.
Right.
You know what I mean? So depending on how much work it is, I'm trying to help him out at the
Help
same
him out.
time. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So
It's
but
always
he's the
good.
first paid sponsor of the podcast. So that's pretty dope.
That's
we got
cool.
A paid sponsor.
Sponsorship.
Pretty cool, dude.
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah. We figured out a way to make it work.
Nah, man,
Fuck
no.
it,
It's
dude.
just that was like I was saying before, man. Like how this is from your first one to where you are now. It's like
Leaps and bounds.
it is totally.
Different.
I don't know what that means, but it sounds good.
Well, so leaps
It's
and
good.
bounds, like
Sounds
you know,
like
there
the
wasn't-
Olympics.
Well, so there was like dead space sometimes, or there would be like lack of cohesion, which I'm sure this show will have lack of cohesion, which I don't fucking care because my life is lack of cohesion.
It describes us perfectly.
It is really so, but you're just like you're evolving,
Yeah.
and there's nothing that is good that hasn't evolved at some point.
Yeah,
you
for
know?
sure. And dude, I feel like the reason I really started this is because of like lack of communication between human beings and like this shit all the time.
Yeah,
Like everywhere I go, it's like everybody looking down.
yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, man, how can we get like an hour or 2 hours of like us just sitting in a room getting to know each other a little bit better? Because, you know, we might have 10 minutes here, 15 minutes there that we talk, but there's all these fucking distractions.
So you watch, and you mark my words here. If we live long enough to see it, if not, our kids will see it. But as the human body evolves, they're eventually going to be like this.
Dude, like their necks.
God,
Yeah,
their fucking
that-
think about it,
spine.
man. Like, how
that
much
gives
fucking-
me chills.
Yeah,
even
but
thinking about
I mean,
it.
this is a theory I've got. Like, how much fucking time do people spend like this?
All right, well, think about this. Tell me
Uh-oh.
what you think about this. So,
That made my nuts hurt the way you
listen,
just dropped
I don't
that.
have my phone. My phone's over there, but like, so this shit that we're holding is
Mm-hmm.
gonna be like, you remember them old fucking video cameras that used to be like this fucking big,
Yeah.
and they used to carry them
Oh,
around
big
and
one.
shit, and then they came up with a disposable camera, blah blah
Mm-hmm.
blah. Anyway, people are gonna look back at these in 30 years and be like, what the fuck are y'all holding?
Yeah.
Like they'll look at pictures like, "What's in your hand, Dad?"
Yeah.
Or, "Granddad, what was that shit in your hand?"
Yeah,
Because they're gonna have the shit installed in their bodies.
So Harrison Bergeron, let me break this off for you. So Kurt Vonnegut.
who are these people,
Yeah, I
Paul?
know.
So Kurt Vonnegut's one of my favorite authors. Fahrenheit 451, Breakfast
Okay.
of
Okay, I know
Champions.
Fahrenheit.
Okay, so He wrote a short story that we read one time in school, man, and it was like the story that I've never forgot about. It was like 6th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade. We read this, but it was a story about the future where people were equaled out by shots of lead around their neck, so they were to carry these fucking like bags of
like a weight.
Yeah. And it was like the bigger you were, the more you carried, so it made everybody equal. But they all had, like the UPC codes and like shit implanted. And like these people try to get away, but they can't, and they end up shocking them, if they have this impure thought or stuff. But like, why would that be too far-fetched? Like, these people that are talking, like your theory about people asking what we're doing, they're going to be watching that shit on the back of their fucking eyelids.
Yeah, dude.
That's
Yes, exactly.
how it's going to be.
So I don't think the body will evolve like that, because I think they're going to put something in you where you don't have to look at anything.
Yeah.
It's in there.
That blows my theory out of the water, and I mean, I can appreciate that because dude. I think that's way more legit.
If we keep the cell phones, it's definitely going to be, you're exactly right. You're going to it's going to warp our fucking spines.
It's going to warp your spines. You're going to be fucking frail as shit and your thumbs are going to be massive.
Your thumbs are going to be, dude, your thumbs are going to be so goddamn strong.
Yeah.
Dude, people will fucking, instead of UFC, it's just going to be straight thumb wars, dude. Thumb wrestling, bro. They'll be thumb wrestling on ESPN,
have belts around their fucking thumbs and shit.
Dude, yeah, but it's like, it's crazy to think about, like, how much shit has fucking changed in 20 years and how long we've been alive and shit. Like, think of 100 years ago. Shit was totally fucking different.
Let me tell you what pisses me off the most about it.
What?
Is the fact that it's so easy to fact check and people don't with the phones now.
Like what? Give me an example.
So the phone is like is a steady contradiction of itself because it provides you with so much information and so much. I'm not going to say intelligent thought. I'm going to say that ideas that are not necessarily true, half truths, full blown lies, but people never research it when they can. And find out the truth, yet perpetuate those lies.
Like, keep sharing shit that's just fucking ridiculous.
So, like, memes are the worst, especially when it comes to the political arena. Because, man, people are so quick to see some shit that they agree with on a meme or that enrages them so much, they're like, oh, I can't believe, the Democrats are hanging babies.
Yeah.
And, like, that's what they'll roll with. But they'll never check, hey, I got a phone right here. Are Democrats hanging babies?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Dude, if it requires more than like 3 clicks, it's a game over.
But see, that's sad.
Because it's dumbed us down.
Like
you're saying, that's what is contradictory about it. Like, we have all this information at our fingertips, but it's made us so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Yeah.
I hate when
lazy.
I hate when I say something. Here's why I fucking hate fact check. Because when I say some shit that's a fucking urban legend and I think it's true, and then somebody fact checks me and they're like, fucking jackalopes ain't even real, dude. And I'm like, man, fuck you, bro. I've been thinking jackalopes were real my whole fucking life, son. Fuck Google. You know what I mean? But just shit like that, it's like, all right, you got to admit when you're fucking wrong.
You do. And like, I think it's our responsibility, especially you and I as parents, that like our kids don't buy into shit. Like, my mom used to always say this, and like, this is something that I've always tried to live by. I've not done it 100%, but she always used to say, believe none of what you hear and only half of what you see.
That's true.
Until you fucking check it. And then don't go fucking repeating shit just because you heard it. It don't necessarily make it fucking true, and you can find yourself in a situation where you're going to hurt yourself, hurt somebody else. And when I say that, like, maybe their feelings, like, compassion, man, it's like something I never knew until I had a kid.
Yeah.
Like, I've never been compassionate. But my wife and my kid teach me so much about compassion. I'm really grateful for it because, I thought, and it's like, I even think I shared something about this one time. It's like, you want to talk about an unconditional love skeptic? Like, I am the picture perfect example of, I don't believe in unconditional love.
Right.
I believe there's always conditions on it. And like, in particular venues we participate in, we are encouraged to unconditionally love other people that we don't even fucking know. And I don't have the capacity to do that.
So hard.
I don't do
and
that.
until, like, I married my wife and had my kid, honestly, until I had my kid, I didn't know what it was. That was the first time I ever experienced unconditional love, is when I saw my kid for the first time. But, just to be a normal cat out here, trying to, like, just, if I didn't know him, like, I'm not going to unconditionally love that dude because I don't fucking know him. Just because we got one thing in common don't mean that I've got to love him unconditionally.
Right.
I
get that.
That's one of those things.
How can you?
I
honestly don't understand.
I think people have the capacity to do it, And I think it comes from a place of either naivety.
You think some people or all
Some
people?
people.
Yeah.
I don't think all people
Yeah, I
have
don't
the capacity to do it.
Yeah.
I think that there's a lot of stuff ingrained in a lot of us, man, that won't ever. And that's part of being in the South, I think. You know, I don't know how you guys were raised, but like we didn't fucking talk about our feelings in my house. You don't fucking
Nah.
you stuff that shit deep down and
Keep
you don't
it quiet.
Keep it quiet.
And
Go in
keep
your
it
fucking
moving.
room and cry by yourself.
And then what they
Keep it
do
moving.
is like if they knew about your problems, that shit was swept under the rug. The people in the neighborhood didn't know about your problems until you started showing them problems to the people in the neighborhood.
Yeah, same.
So that makes it tough, man. And I feel like that's part of the Southern. I don't know if I want to call it the hex or the curse, but like I feel like that's in a lot of people that are born in the South in like the 70s, the 80s, probably up into some of the 90s, and there's still probably some people like, especially where I'm from, that don't ever get to experience that because they're taught to not fucking talk about their feelings.
Yeah.
And that's hard, man, because I don't know how I could ever have a reciprocal relationship with my wife if I did not
couldn't
talk about
talk.
my feelings.
Yeah, I agree.
You know?
100%.
But it took me a while to learn how to fucking do that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, even before I got married and all that conditioning, that's a bad way to put it. All that stuff that I was doing to better my life, I still wasn't doing that. Communicating. Like all those unsuccessful relationships I had in the past, a lot of those are probably because I didn't fucking talk about my feelings or I just blew it the fuck off.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and it's crazy how you can I can almost make myself believe I don't feel a certain way by just telling myself I don't. It's crazy, dude, how I can make my brain think a certain way just by shoving it the fuck way down.
Yeah, but then it manifests itself somewhere else.
Yeah, for sure. And
You
then
know?
you're like, what? Why am I doing that?
Yeah, why am I acting
Well,
out
that's
here?
my thing is taking it out on other people.
Yeah.
Then you're confused about why you're doing it, and then you're like,
Oh.
maybe one point you figure out, okay, that's why I'm doing that.
A lot of times I yell at my wife. It has nothing to do with why I'm yelling at my wife. It's because something happened during the day that I didn't fucking
Work.
I
Yeah.
didn't address right then.
Yeah.
Which is like straight up like fucking daily inventory stuff. Like fucking if this motherfucker pissed you off, tell that motherfucker he pissed you off and fucking handle it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not talking about throwing hands
Just
or whatever.
do it in a productive
I'm just
way.
talking about like, hey man, like what you said was fucking fucked up. Let's get this out in the open so we can move forward. Because if not, there's that resentment building, and then you're fucking yelling here or there. But like, you know, people are just like the cat I work with, man. Like he don't ever talk about his shit. He's stone cold. Cause it like took me 8 months of working with him before I ever got him to fucking laugh.
Really?
Yeah, and I
God.
think they put me with him.
You're a funny motherfucker, too.
Man,
sir.
dude, I was breaking it off left and right, and I would get this is what I'd get every now and again. I'd be like, you know, I'd say something funny, he'd go, and I
Like,
was like, holy
half smile.
shit, dude! Like, and I'm sitting there fucking gut laughing, horse laughing, like at my shit, and he's
He
like,
looks
yeah,
like
that
a
ain't
stroke
really fucking
victim,
funny.
like-
Yeah, like he got Bell palsy, so he's just like, yeah. So I'm, you know, it's fucked up, but it's still happening.
Yeah.
That's really my point.
Yeah.
You know, I talked.
Do you think it's the root of a lot of fucked up shit that happens in the world, like as far as like mass shootings and shit like that, like just people stuffing their, like can't talk to people? Feel
Well,
like
I honestly think that, you know, most of the world's problem, organized religion is a big problem
Yeah.
in the world. There's been a lot of people die over organized religion.
oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And that's I think that's at the head of everything. I don't believe, like, personally, organized religion is a bunch of fucking shit. It's man-made. I don't necessarily believe in a God. You know, I'm a agnostic at best. My wife participates in UU. My kid goes to UU, Universal Unitarian, which is cool because they just teach that nobody has a monopoly on spiritual principles. Man, I'm fucking cool with that. I want my kid to learn about all that stuff so she can have independent thought and decide what works for her, because
Right.
my wife and myself do the same thing.
Right.
You know, and that's where I'm at with the whole thing, man. Like, I think that, you know, like we were even talking about this before, like even satanic groups have spiritual principles.
That's crazy. I never knew that.
Yeah. So, like, I'll give you an example, and I queued this up because we were talking about it. So, the Satanic Temple has 7 fundamental tenets, and they go in this order. One should strive to act with compassion and empathy toward all creatures in accordance with reason. That's number 1. Number 2, the struggle for justice is an ongoing and necessary pursuit that should prevail over laws and institutions. Number 3, one's body is inviolable, subject to one's will alone, own will alone.
Yeah. So you shouldn't tell anybody what to do with their own body.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
So like this abortion thing, ain't nobody's business but the motherfucker having the baby.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
That's it. You can't fucking judge what
That's
they're doing.
why I don't really have an opinion on it as far as that goes. Like, I've never had a fucking baby.
It's a hot topic in our house because, like, I have a lot of misinformed people coming to me with these reasons why they're pro-life. And they're getting the wrong fucking info. It's just, like, not researching.
Yeah.
That's that whole fucking downward spiral of people not fucking looking into shit. They're just seeing that one headline, sensationalized. Oh, they're killing babies in New York. But they're not really.
Yeah.
So what they're doing is they're terminating pregnancies based on the fact that the kid cannot have a quality life or is going to die shortly after birth. Why should that emotional and physical attachment happen if it's going to be more harm than good?
Well, you can not like something and not tell somebody what to do at the same time.
Dave Chappelle has a fucking amazing quote on that I hope I can find at some point. But it's talking about how, you know, people want to hate other people because they don't share the same ideas. It's okay to fucking have different opinions.
Right.
How fucked up would it be if we were all on the same page all the fucking
It'd be
time?
weird,
It's
bro.
so goddamn boring that I couldn't fucking stand it.
Nobody's thinking.
Yeah.
That's what that means. Ain't nobody fucking thinking,
No.
dude.
So the freedoms of others should be respected, including the freedom to offend. Here we go. To willfully and unjustly encroach upon the freedoms of another is to forego one's own. Beliefs should conform to one's best scientific understanding of the world. One should take care to never distort scientific facts to fit one's beliefs.
God damn, that's going on right now everywhere.
See what I'm saying? So, like, people are fallible. If one makes a mistake, one should do the best to rectify it and resolve any harm that they might have caused. Every tenet is a guiding principle designed to inspire nobility and action and thought. The spirit of compassion, wisdom, and justice should always prevail over the written or spoken word.
So is this considered an organized religion?
It is.
Okay.
The Satanic
okay.
Temple.
Okay.
And
See, that's so interesting because people hear Satan
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like negative.
yeah. But you
You
have to
know.
buy into the whole theory of heaven and hell to find Satan repulsive.
Right.
Which I don't, man, so what I buy into is that schedule of tenets or beliefs.
Yeah, the fundamentals.
The
kinda.
fundamentals
Yeah.
of like just fucking doing like to others what you want done to yourself.
Golden rule, dude.
Golden rule.
Golden fucking rule.
Yeah. And nobody has a fucking monopoly on that. That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Fucking every religion has had some good fucking ideas.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily across the board one fucking group.
None of them's end all be all.
And how people run with that. And like, I'm always cool with it. People start fucking putting it in my face. And like Western North Carolina, dude, it's
Bible Belt.
alive and well.
Bible Belt, right?
Yeah, even though it's really liberal up there in Asheville, like,
See that's interesting to me.
Well, I read
It's
a
like-
book called Sapiens, and it's by Yuval Noah Harari. And yeah, it's really
you
good.
You practice that.
It's really good, dude. And it was talking about how religion. I'm pretty sure it was Sapiens because I've read a bunch of books on that shit because I think it's interesting as fuck how we came about as a society and humanity and shit. And it talks about how religions are a thing because, like, organized religions are a thing because once we got bigger than tribes, like once there were so many people living, like in the United
Trying to
States of
hold my hand,
America, 300 some million people in the United States or whatever, there's too many people for them to control us in any way other than organized religion. Basically, it was a way to control the masses as far as organized religion. I thought that was fucking crazy because I never thought about
it's
that.
funny because that is really similar to a quote by Karl Marx, which I don't know if you guys are familiar with, like the father of socialism.
Marxism? Is
Marxism,
that?
yeah. So he was also like a religious type, or not religious, but like he had a lot of opinions on religion, mostly atheist. But he always talked about organized religion being an opiate of the people. And what that meant, from what I've gathered for the rest of the quote, is like when people don't have answers, they look to something, else to give them that answer, and that's how they find comfort. But like, what's fucking wrong with not knowing? You know
It's
what I
like
mean?
people, even myself, like I have a yearn to know, like what happens when you die. What the fuck happens when you die? Nobody
You don't
fucking
know till
knows,
you
dude.
find out.
Nobody knows.
But why can't we just cruise through and not have to fucking really worry about it? Because like
Yeah.
once we're fucking this is spent, like it doesn't really matter. Like make the best of fucking now. Like what are we doing now to fucking not have to worry about death.
Yeah.
You know? Like, are you living or are you fucking dying? Because I think sitting around thinking about death is fucking dying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
And I've got that shit happening, like, in my face right now. It's like, you know, it's really fucking bittersweet, you know, with what I've got going on with my wife. And then my dad just found out he's got stage 4 lung cancer. And, you know, he's actually handling it really fucking well. But, like, it's definitely got those thoughts stirring again. You know, it's got me questioning my personal fucking choices, what I'm doing, you know, physically, my physical choices. But, you know, man, like, death's just something that, like, I don't really fucking invest a lot of time in.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I feel like that'd be it's so draining.
Well, we find so much comfort in the belief that there's an afterlife because
Yeah.
when people that we love die, we don't want to think they're just done.
Yeah.
I think that has a lot to do with like heaven and hell and shit like that. People wanting to believe that there's an afterlife or whatever. And I don't know. There might be. I don't fucking know. But
My wife's got a philosophy about people coming back as, you know, pets. You know,
Yeah.
Really?
She's really, like, she draws a lot of stuff out about, like, you know, dogs being, you know, like, their personalities are representative of their previous owner or, like, their previous life, how they act, you know. Like, we got this neurotic fucking Aussie doodle at the house, so, like, some limey fuck that was, like, nervous as hell ended up being my fucking dog. Like, you know, I mean, but I don't fucking, you know, I don't judge her for her opinions. I think that, like, some of the stuff that she comes up with, though, she's a smart motherfucker.
it's just cool to listen to people's shit.
Yeah.
And be open-minded
that's
enough.
not an uncommon,
Yeah, I don't think it is.
an uncommon belief or thought or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, it's crazy to me, like, to think about how vast the universe is and how small we are. Like, just even as a planet, how small we fucking are. It's just crazy to think about. Like, there could be other shit going on out there, and you don't fucking know, dude. There could be other people just like us somewhere else doing the same shit.
Like, you guys remember this whole black hole thing that just happened where they fucking got this picture of this black hole for the first time or whatever? Like, do you know how much bigger than the sun that fucking...
How big? How much bigger?
Dude, it's millions times
Bigger than the sun?
Yeah, and, like, if you know...
It's so crazy.
To think that we're fucking just, like, this one little fucking thing, there's universes beyond universes.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
that whole... If you want to talk about shit that fucks up my head, like the thought of infinity, that fucking...
You can't. I can't grasp
never
it.
ending.
I just can't grasp.
I mean, I'm
it.
glad
It
that
doesn't
there's a
end.
word there to fucking put on it, but, like, looking beyond that fucking hole that I have in my head is like...
But it's even. But yeah, it's infinity. But it's like continually expanding. The galaxy, every galaxy is continually. What's crazy? I read this other book. It's called Light of the Stars. I think it's by Adam Frank. It's on my table in there.
Look at this
dude.
motherfucker,
But
dude.
listen,
Contemporary McGee.
Listen,
bro.
dude. So I read it, and it talks about how there's 100 billion stars in our galaxy. 100 billion, right? And he says
Don't
that
fuck this
2
up.
of every 5 stars have orbiting planets. So when you look up at the stars, 2 of every 5 you see has an orbiting planet. 1 of every 5 of those has a planet that's in the Goldilocks zone, which is where planet Earth is called the Goldilocks zone, which means that cells can you can have a living cell that can flourish in that environment. You're not too close to the star.
I thought the Goldilocks zone was Wrightsville Beach.
Dude, that is the Goldilocks zone. You can flourish in
was
that motherfucker, boy.
Cells be expanded out
But
there.
isn't that crazy, dude, to think about? Like,
Oh.
when you look up at the stars, like, there's another... Because the sun's a fucking star.
Yeah.
So every star you see could be another sun for another. It's just fucking
Well,
crazy,
well,
dude.
we talked when we went to South Carolina. What we were talking about earlier, we talked about that, and then we were on the boat headed out to the hole,
Dude.
and that was the first time I've ever seen a falling star.
Really?
Dude, it was so nuts.
Oh,
You probably
dude,
see them
that
all
was
the time
so
up the
cool.
mountain.
Well, so the two things that I'm so grateful for about moving back up there was so we moved south side. We're in Arden, which is just south of Asheville, but we were in Swannanoa first, and like lightning bugs.
God, they're
That was
awesome.
something I fucking missed living here.
Yeah.
I never saw them here. Like,
I
if I
didn't
did,
either.
it was like 1 or 2, and it was like for a couple days of the summer, and that was it. But that, and then like the occasional meteor shower, like you're talking
Dude,
about.
how amazing is that
Well, it's
shit?
just we don't have a lot of the light pollution where we are now,
Right.
Which is totally why we don't see that stuff on the regular, because that light pollution fucks up our visibility.
Yeah.
But it's cool that you saw one, man. Like, I mean, that's
Dude, so it happened, and we're headed out there. It was so cold outside, like laying down in the front of the boat, and you just hear everybody on the boat go,
Oh! And we're like looking straight up, dude, and this
Oh,
fucking
dude.
thing comes out, sparks flying off of
Oh,
it, dude.
it was so cool.
Looked like a goddamn Roman candle, didn't it?
Oh, that shit was so
Dude, that
cool.
shit was fun. It
That's
was like the
fucking awesome.
Lord's fireworks, dude.
The
we saw
Lord's
so
fireworks.
much shit, but did not see ducks.
Yeah.
We saw ducks.
We saw an
We saw
airplane.
ducks.
Yeah, but see, so
Remember
like,
the airplane?
Dude, what was that, dude? It was a fucking huge military jet. Like a big fucking, bigger than a 747, like whatever the fuck that is. This sumbitch comes, I got a video
It
of it.
had to have been
We thought we were gonna die, bro.
500 feet.
We thought it was crash landing into the water. It came 500 feet above us, dude.
wow.
Dude, it was amazing, wasn't it?
We saw
How
a
big
bunch
that
of crazy
fucker was,
shit.
dude. That thing was fucking huge.
So-
I mean, it was big. Like you put like tanks and like that kind.
You
of
probably
shit.
put a Chinook. Isn't that what they're called? A Chinook.
So
A
those Chinooks are those two big.
You
fucking,
could probably put one of them in it.
Jesus
That's how
Christ.
big
It was
this
huge.
fucker was.
Yeah.
It was huge.
So that's like a cargo, like
it
a,
had
Yeah.
to be.
So
Had
like
to
they
be.
put those fucking tanks and all that fucking
Like
other shit. And,
Hummers
yeah,
and all
yeah.
sorts
No
shit.
fucking reason that thing should have been that low, dude. It
Yeah,
was.
but
Dude,
you
thought we
think
were gonna
about
die.
the weight in that motherfucker, and it's flying.
Dude, how?
How?
How the fuck
That-
does that fly?
That is crazy.
Dude,
Oh,
think of the
man.
jet fuel that fucker eats up, dude. We
Jesus.
pay $3 a gallon, dude. Think about that shit.
So I saw a funny statistic because we were talking about this earlier, man. My buddy showed it to me, and it was so out of 230, the last 230 years, the United States has been in a war for 226 of them.
Like the whole time,
Mm.
other than 4
There's some
fucking
sort.
years,
So when
6
I
years?
say war, what it comes down to is there's a conflict where we've got people on site.
We love to stick our fingers in other people's shit.
Isn't
right in
that
their
a fucking
buttholes,
problem?
dude.
Well, and it goes back to what you're talking about with the 7 concepts or whatever for the Satan.
Yeah.
It's the like you can let other people do their thing
Fuck yeah,
and like not have to involve yourself.
they're
in it.
gonna function just
They're
fine.
going to do what they're going to do, and you just do you kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Now, you're gonna have to learn the fucking hard way, like we did. That's how I look at it. Like my kid climbing the fence out there. I don't want him to hit his head on the concrete, but let's move over to the grass, and you'll learn your lesson.
yeah,
And if you want to keep climbing, keep climbing.
yeah. So if you do whatever you want to do, as long as you're willing to accept the
That's a
consequences.
fucking huge problem. That's what I think about how we nerf everything up, dude. Like
Yeah.
we nerf fucking everything. Like they make fucking. I hope you don't have these because I'm.
Oh,
gonna
God, here we
offend
go.
you. But they make like knee pads for kids when they start crawling to protect their knees, dude.
Mm-mm.
I know you don't fucking.
My
have
kid had
those.
fucking calluses on her knees and the tops of her feet where she drugged them motherfuckers.
See, it's like shit like that. I'm like, why are we doing that? And
Yeah.
that's gonna fucking that's crazy to me.
We're gonna
dude.
we're gonna have necks like this and soft knees.
Soft ass,
Soft
no
knees.
kneecaps, bro. It'll just be cartilage.
Cartilage. Oh,
Yeah, dude.
like this with soft knees.
It's just like you just roll around in a fucking electronic chair that talks for you and shit.
Well, it's funny, man, because like I think back to when I was a kid, and like my mom even talks about this. Like she was talking about, I'll never forget Sarah's reaction when she said, "Well, I'll just bring up your old high chair." And I remember my old high
Shit look
chair,
like the electric chair.
dude. The motherfucker was like metal tubing. You know what I'm saying? And like if it was to collapse, it would cut a kid in half. You know what I'm saying? So she's talking about bringing this thing up, and Sarah's just sitting there like,
Yeah, what's the safety features
yeah,
on
what's the
that
safety
thing?
I'm gonna tell you what the safety features are. You hope your fingers don't get caught when you're opening the motherfucker up. And then
Tray
you
made
hope
out
you-
of sheet metal.
It's sheet metal, and it had a little bit of fucking like vinyl that was like over the padded seat or whatever. And I was like, "Mom, you can't bring that shit to the house."
Shit look like a guillotine with
It
with the
did.
goddamn blade
So
took
it
out of
literally looks like a pair of scissors sitting upright. You know what I'm saying? And your kid's
Dude.
fucking toast. But it's crazy now because like the first fucking car seat we got my kid, man, it took me 45 minutes to get the motherfucker in the car. And then when I realized that they built in shits to clamp these fucking things to, I was like, fucking holy hell.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Yeah, you about to be safe as fuck,
Dude,
son.
you're so safe.
You're
like everybody
safer.
else in the car but you are going to die. No doubt about it.
NASCAR drivers don't even have nothing that safe,
Like
dude.
that, dude.
That shit's crazy.
This fucking side impact, it's just, man, like
You remember how badass Dale Earnhardt was, dude? They made them fucking helmets that were like the neck braces.
that
That's
motherfucker
why
didn't
he
even
died.
have a face mask.
That's
on
why he
his
died.
helmet.
He'd be smoking cigarettes probably while he's
Yeah,
driving.
dude.
But like he refused to wear that fucking neck brace, and that's
Right.
why he died. Like
Yeah.
they came out with those and didn't require it, but you could do it. And he's like, "Fuck that.
Yeah.
I want to go fast."
So
Well,
I-
I mean, you're sitting here like this, like
Yeah.
you can't.
Yeah.
can't
But after
move
he
or
died, I'm
anything.
pretty sure they implemented that,
I'm
and
sure
you
they
had to
made
do
that.
it.
That doesn't surprise me
Yeah.
at all. I've never been a big NASCAR guy. I've always liked drag racing, but
Yeah.
my dad was like the biggest Dale fan.
Dude.
And like I'm gonna tell you what, next to like the incident that he's going through right now, I've never seen him so sad
When
as
he
fucking
died.
Dale died.
I was in church.
Mourning.
I was in church when he
Straight
died,
up.
dude. I remember
right
this
place to
dude,
be.
Charlie Welburn, big old fat guy. He
Charlie
come-
Welburn.
Yeah, Charlie
He
Welburn
just
come
sounds
in,
like a big dude.
does.
came into church, dude, and he looked so sad. I thought his mom died or something. And he looked at his son Matthew Welburn, which was my best friend, and he said, "Son, I gotta tell you something." He said, "Dale Earnhardt just died on the track." And I remember he turned white as a damn ghost, dude. And I was just like, damn. Because I was never really into NASCAR, but I love the characters that race the cars.
Yeah.
And I just love how into it they are and shit. Like, I love that, you know. And
Well, man, I grew up in Surrey County, right on the Wilkes County border. So, like, my dad, my mom and my dad split up when I was really young, but my dad used to take me to the Wilkesboro track. That was back when, like, Junior Johnson had his shit going on. Fucking Cale Yarborough, like, old school fucking bumping. Like, these cats ground it out.
rough.
Yeah, dude, and loud. Oh, fuck. Dude, so loud. But it was the small track, All that small track shit's going to be gone soon.
And dangerous as fuck.
Fuck, yeah, dude.
So dangerous.
And they
dude.
wasn't all that governor this and fucking, like, stricter plates and shit, dude.
Let the boys ride.
Let me tell you what, boy, if you can make your car faster than mine,
Faster
you
than
fucking
do it.
win. You know what I'm saying?
Let 'em ride.
Let them fucking ride.
You don't need no fucking helmet.
No, let them motherfuckers go 300.
Seatbelt, suck
Oh.
my dick.
You know what? That makes me think of something. I want y'all to fucking listen to this. This is something else that pisses me the fuck off. So they got all this bullshit in professional sports about steroids. Now, yeah, so let me tell you what. Here's how I feel about the whole thing. So you could be Johnny Be Good, come up, do your little college bullshit, play your fucking pro ball, and what they have is 2 fucking leagues. So they got a league. It ain't nothing but Mark McGuire's and Barry Bonds and Jose
That's the one I'm
Canseco's
watching.
ripping the dick off the ball, pitching it 147. You know what I'm saying? That's the shit I want to fucking see. It's their fucking choice. Let them fucking do that shit.
Let's check the ratings, Stan. Well, it looks like the steroid league is off the charts.
Yeah, it does.
Well, they
The
do
clean
that.
league has
they do
nobody
that-
watching.
Nobody
They
watching
do
them,
that
dude.
with like the powerlifting and stuff.
Yeah.
As they have like tested, they're like tested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And untested.
It's funny because you mentioned that. Like, you guys watch Game of Thrones?
Fuck yeah. I was just talking
the
about
Mountain.
it.
The Mountain.
Oh, God. He's a
Gregor
bad
Clegane.
motherfucker,
Okay,
dude.
have you seen him in real life?
Yeah, oh yeah. I was
Dude.
telling Reeves about him earlier how he crushed that dude's fucking skull. He's
Oh.
like, I raped your sister and I crushed your skull just like I crushed her skull. And then,
Yeah. Pops his fucking eyes out of his head.
dude, holy
So the
shit.
dude is fucking massive in real life, and he's from Iceland. And they just
Iceland.
did this fucking like E60 series thing on him, and he's got Bell's palsy. It was kind of reminded me of that earlier, but like something's happened to him recently where he was straining too hard, and now he's got one side of his face that's just totally paralyzed.
Holy
And,
shit.
and he talks like this, he's like out the side of his mouth or whatever. But
Like that guy you work with.
yeah, what?
Like the guy you work with
Oh,
when he
when he
smiled.
smiled, yeah.
I take you into the street and I fuck you in your ass.
So the thing was, though, is like they asked him about doping, and they asked him if he's ever tested positive, and he was really vague and kind of danced around the question. But so they tested him when he just won this World's Strongest Man thing, and he didn't test positive, and it might have been like the first time he's never tested positive. So those guys, like, they're steady doping, and it's just a matter of like staying ahead of like what they're testing for. I
Right,
think,
right.
So
Dude, that dude's massive.
So have you seen him?
Dude, look
I
him
don't
up.
watch
Dude,
it.
hold up.
But dude, that's the thing. Is like I want to see these guys in, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 years.
This dude's like, what, 50? 40?
He's in his late 30s.
Oh,
probably
is he?
pushing
Okay,
40. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So,
This dude's 7 fucking
So,
feet tall, dude.
yeah, his name is like
Yeah.
half poor
Dick like
Julius
a fucking...
So
Bjornsson.
it's like that dude from like Longest Yard. He's like that big.
Yeah.
the longest yard guy. Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
the longest yard guy was like retarded looking. Because he had like some shit that made his whole bone structure. This dude's like a normal human almost, but like,
Jesus Christ.
dude,
The dude is so fucking big, dude.
he's probably 400 pounds.
easily like 370.
375, yeah. Dude, he's a fucking
he's
beast.
fucking.
He's a beast, dude.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's okay. So dude. So I watched the first 2 seasons of Game of Thrones. All right,
Yeah.
like 5-6 years ago. Then Breaking Bad came out, and I'm like, I love this shit. So I started watching Breaking Bad, watched all those, lost interest in Game of Thrones. My little brother came over here the other day. He was like, "Have you been watching Game of Thrones?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "You need to watch it." I was like, "I don't really like cousin fucking that much, dude." And he was like, "Just watch it, dude." And then so I started watching it. I'm hooked. I'm on season 6 now.
Oh.
And I just like I feel okay. So you probably up on it.
Yeah, dude. Like my wife makes sure we're current. I've got a funny Game of Thrones story for you when you finish.
I'm not up on it, but I got to the part where I feel like they're gonna bring that big fucker him back to life. I guess they're gonna bring him back to life. That crazy ass doctor's injecting him with crazy, like probably steroids and shit. Anyways, pretty sure they're gonna bring him back to life. But that shit, when he crushed that dude's skull, I was in the living room by myself, and when he crushed his skull, actually Kim was in there. I'm like, oh, and I'm like, rewind that shit. And I watched it like 6 times, and I started thinking, I'm like, I'm gonna write a fucking comedy bit about this show and what life will be like today if we lived like they did then. Ugh. And so I've been writing, and because I've been doing stand up. I don't know if you've seen.
So I saw where you. It's a Dead Crow.
Yeah, Dead Crow downtown.
Yeah.
So I've been doing stand up, and like,
Well, how's that going?
good. One time I didn't do that good, but I've been probably 5 times. I've done good, decent 4 times, really good 1 time. But it's like
I think the first time you went.
first time, yeah, I
was
did.
the
The
best.
second time was really the best. I don't think you were there.
I
Second
wasn't
time
there.
was the best. I fucking did really good. Felt like I did. Anyway, so I'm working on this bit with Game of Thrones and like what life would be like today if we acted like they did, because it's the complete and polar opposite.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like you can't say anything. And dude, they're so goddamn mean on that show. They're
It's
so
vindictive?
Dude, they're so fucking mean.
Mean.
They're mean as fuck,
Yeah,
dude.
dude.
And
Hey,
but
that's why I fucking like it.
I love it.
I love
I
where
think that's
motherfuckers
why
are
we
mean.
like it as a society, because it's the complete fucking
Not
opposite.
what we had.
So, man, I taught when Game of Thrones came out. It was probably 3-4 seasons in. Cash shit, man. I talked nothing but
I did
cash
too.
shit about cats that watched it.
Me too.
You and your fucking Dungeons
Oh,
and Dragons,
Dragons.
20-sided die bullshit.
That's what-
Cousin fucking.
I'm
Yes.
still on that train.
Can't wait to just show you my spell. You know that
Let me
fucking
see
shit?
the dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, man, I'm fucking in San Diego with my wife, man, and we're at the hotel. She passes out, and I'm fucking flipping through the channels, man, and like I fucking stumble upon this damn fight scene, and there's these woolly mammoths and these fucking giants and all these
Yes, the
motherfuckers
wall,
storming the
the
wall.
wall. Dude,
had
that
no
shit
clue what
was so
any of that
dope.
was, and I'm like, God damn, this is fucking awesome. And the fucking credits start rolling. I see Game of Thrones. I'm like, fuck! Are you fucking kidding me? This is
And you're
it.
hooked.
And I've fucking been bitched out about it. So,
Oh, so
I come
good.
home. I watch the first season. And I'm like, God damn, this is really good. So I fucking keep watching it. And Sarah, still fucking talking cash shit. Oh, you and your fucking game of, yeah, blah, 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 fantasy fucking shit. And I said, well, I'm going to tell you what. I want you to watch one fucking episode. The first episode. And if you fucking don't like it, I promise you'll never hear it come out of my mouth again. She sits down, watches the first episode.
Oh, the first season?
First episode, first
Can't
season.
remember that. I don't-
Starts into the second episode. I go lay down. She says, I'm going to finish this up. I wake up at 5 in the morning. She's on 9. Because slam the whole first season.
The
first
last
9.
episode of the first season, holy shit.
Yeah.
They just fucking murk everybody. All
So-
the good people.
And they're hour long.
So now,
Yeah, about an hour,
like,
yeah.
dude, you know, when it's about 10 minutes till 9 on Sunday
Start getting
night,
hard on, boy.
buddy, fucking Sarah's damn getting her shit to the couch. She's fucking posted up, and then blam.
Dude, that
We're-
shit's so goddamn
Snacks and
badass.
drinks already.
Man,
set
so,
out.
like, this
I
is
feel
my,
like you got some of that shit in your blood. Like the way those motherfuckers are. Have you ever done one of them fucking tests where they test your spit?
I have.
All right, so what's in there?
So
let's hear it
it's
on the
weird,
fucking
man.
podcast.
So mostly like England,
Okay.
Scotch, Irish, some. There's a concentration of like Nordic.
That's what I was
That's
talking
cool.
about.
Okay.
I fucking knew. You
But
didn't
here's
have
the
to say it
surprise.
at all.
How many people
I could have
that have
told
like-
you that.
So
bro.
here's the surprise, man. So like my dad all my life talked about how we were French and used to mispronounce my last name. He would say Gaither. It has fucking nothing
was a
to do.
complete total
Dude,
joke, wasn't it?
Joe Dirt is what I thought of when I found out that it wasn't French. You know, don't church it up, boy. You ain't Dirte. You know what I'm saying? Don't say
Joe
Gaither.
Dirte.
No, not even fucking close. So the last name means goat herder. So That's my family. Bunch of fucking goat herders somewhere in England. However, there's a sprinkling of North African.
Yeah.
So Moroccan, that whole area, some exotic shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude. So yeah, I did one of those. So I'm on file with the fucking, you know.
Yeah, they're gonna make a clone of you.
Well, they're gonna make a clone of me.
They're gonna wish they hadn't.
They're also gonna know.
They do it.
They're gonna be like, boy, this is
Dude,
fucked up.
Kill him.
It's
Take
gonna be
him
like
out.
that motherfucker on Game of Thrones they're pumping the steroids into. You know what I'm saying? Some weird Frankenstein shit's about to pop off.
Why did we do this?
This is the biggest mistake ever.
Yeah, I knew there was something in there like Norwegian or some shit. You just don't have that
it was like
savage mentality and that fucking beard like that. You gotta, dude. That shit is in your blood, dude.
You don't look
So
right.
you ever seen my dad? Like so my dad is he's Paul E. Gaither, but so he's got a mustache like down like Yosemite Sam.
God damn.
Yeah,
boy,
dude. So like when I started growing
look.
facial hair, I was like, I really hope my dad's facial hair is like something that I got.
I bet it's legendary.
It's pretty fucking epic.
Dude,
it's pretty fucking epic.
I feel like somebody should do an oil painting of that man and hang it in their fucking house,
dude. I'm thinking about trying to get it done on some glass.
I feel like we should get an oil painting of Paul when he has his beard and put it in here, just to pray to
like
before the podcast.
That would be fucking dope,
Everybody,
man.
pay your respects to the oil painting of Paul Gaither before we start this podcast.
So this is like a recent photo of it.
Oh, it's thick.
Yeah,
too.
dude.
Oh, that's awesome.
Can you see that shit? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Legit.
See,
as
your
fuck.
beard kind of like your mustache and beard. It kind of covers your mouth. So like you can't.
I do that on purpose.
Yeah, but exactly. But you can't tell like if Paul's smiling or scowling.
That's on purpose.
No, I
Straight
figured
up.
so. I figured it was
You know how
plotted.
many people in Wilmington that were like newcomers that would not fucking talk to me for the longest time because they thought I was steady fucking pissed.
Just
Yeah.
They'd
unapproachable.
never see me.
Can't see
unapproachable. I got so much, but that was fine because like I like that small, tight knit group of people that I was able to communicate with.
I'm with that.
and
too.
like invest my feelings into. And like if that's what works, man, that's what fucking works.
Yeah,
I'm
dude.
Because
with
it
that.
kept the fucking bums away.
Dude, it does.
Because if you're just scared to talk to me because of my fucking face,
You're a bitch.
You're a fucking pussy.
we don't want you in our
I want
circle
you
any fucking ways.
Go jerk off with somebody else. Get you another pivot, man. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that.
Dude,
It's just like that, man.
Dude, I know exactly what you're saying because
Softer, gentler bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. My beard doesn't even touch yours on a fucking scale. Okay, but I know what you're saying as far as it being like a filter
Yeah.
for dumb fucks.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
It's
dude.
like a buffer. It's perfect, dude. And like if it's keeping somebody away because of that, I probably didn't want to talk to them anyway.
It takes a lot of work out of being human.
Yeah.
It does.
It
Because
does.
you got to work to maintain your beard, but you ain't got to filter out the fucking fuck ass.
But I promise you
motherfucker.
that same motherfucker that won't fucking talk to me will send me a request on the Facebook.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
That just makes me want to go.
Denied.
Ugh, you make me
Declined.
just threw up in my mouth. Fuck
Yeah.
you.
See you later. Yeah, and I still get like requests from people in Wilmington that I don't know, and I think they base it strictly on who I
Mutual
know,
friends.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah.
which I think is fucking weird, man.
It
That's
is
a whole
weird.
nother weird thing.
It is fucking weird, dude.
Man, there's a lot of I don't know, man. I feel like there's no value put anymore on like fucking face to face, man. That's why I'm so
Yes.
glad we got to do this.
Yes, that's why I started doing it.
Yeah.
That's a big reason. And here's a good question for both of y'all. Mainly you. How old are you, Paul?
I'm 43.
43. So mainly for you, just because we're a little younger than you. But like, all right. So the way we're evolving as a society, what do you think we're gonna miss about the old way of doing stuff? Like, what are some of the old ways of doing things you think we'll miss?
I think there's a large demographic of kids today that will never do anything with their hands.
Yeah.
They will not do anything with their hands. And not saying that like doing stuff with your brain's a bad thing, but you know, and it even shows in statistics right now, like, man, there's no real skilled labor, like carpentry, masonry. Like there's some bums doing some shit that fucking think they know what they're doing. They're fucking raping people, because they can, and then people can't find anybody else, but there's not many craftsmen anymore, man.
I love that you said that. Well, we all work with our hands.
Yeah.
And that was something I always said was I'm gonna work.
Yeah.
I wanna
Well,
work
you're
with my
so
hands.
valuable as a young guy that knows how to use tools.
Well, it's the ethic too. I mean, it's not just the ability to use the tools, but like coming to the fucking job to work.
Yeah.
and not work at the job on finding how to do the least amount of shit.
Yeah.
You know, there's
That's
those
sad as
cats
fuck,
everywhere,
dude.
man.
It's
Well,
so
and
hard to
And
Well,
find.
especially in
that's-
our industry, you know, like you be fucking running through some cats a lot of
Oh
times.
yeah.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
and that, so I'm not. I've never really met besides you and Tim that fix furniture.
Yeah. Everybody has furniture. Everybody
Everybody's
breaks
got
furniture.
furniture.
Yeah,
I'm busy as fuck.
I fabricate metal for a roofing company,
yeah.
and especially since the storm, I stay busy.
Yeah.
But we do a bunch of custom stuff and like chimney caps and all that kind of stuff.
No shit.
Mm-hmm.
I got a fucking chimney cap I need done at my house.
I got you. Give
I
me
got
dimensions and we'll do it. You
Fuck
want
yeah.
stainless steel?
Fuck hell to the yes.
I
Copper.
want copper.
Throw copper
I
on
was
that.
just about to say, you want copper. You got a
Copper on
nice
that
Come and
house.
take my copper.
I got a
motherfucker.
1946, man. If I could get some old patinaed ass copper up on that,
Yeah.
oh, that makes my fucking taint tingle.
That's a fucking castle, bro. Your shit just went from a residential home to a fucking
It
castle.
actually just turned into fucking Knight's Landing, King's Landing.
Dude,
Just
yeah,
like, bam.
dude. Shit just turned into Winterfell out this motherfucker, son.
Is that Game of Thrones?
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
dude.
So, but
I like how you knew what we were talking
he
about, though,
did.
even
He
though you
pretended
never seen
a little
it.
bit like he
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah.
But nah, man, like I've got a fucking metal roof I want to put on my build. Man, I've got all kinds of shit I want to do. But that's the
Yeah.
cool thing. It's like I can fucking do it.
Yes.
You know, every bit of it, and that's what I like.
Dude,
Except for
I
the metal,
love-
I don't
dude,
be fucking with metal.
I
too
love
much.
YouTube because if I don't know how to do it,
Oh,
I can
you
just
learn
look
it.
it up, dude.
Yeah.
That's one thing I love about technology.
Well, and I think that on that same topic, I think there's a lot of people that are just fucking scared to do shit on their own
To
because
fuck
they're
up.
scared to fuck up.
Yeah.
Well,
But
that's
fucking
how you
up,
learn.
that's how you learn.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And like the entitlement group would just rather pay somebody than to ever fucking know how to do it.
That's fine with me, buddy.
That's
I'll
fine.
take your fucking soft ass money you got on that keyboard, son.
Man, I work
Give
for-
me that.
I'm cost plus, cuz.
Give me that.
Cost plus.
Plus, bitch.
Period.
I know you got a plus on that keyboard,
Hey.
so you know what the fuck I mean.
Yeah. So guess what? If we uncover something fucking more suspect than what we can see on the outside,
It's gonna
plus.
cost you.
It's gonna cost you.
Plus it.
Yeah.
Add it
So-
up, bitch.
So yeah, man. Like, and that's what I've been on.
So you think it's okay? What's crazy when you think about what he just said, as far as there's not a lot of people that work with their hands. Do you think that's how? This is kind of weird. You might think I'm
Uh-oh.
fucking weird. Okay,
Okay.
but like the Egyptians built the fucking pyramids, right? And somehow along the line, that knowledge got lost of how they fucking did that. Do you think that same type of thing can happen today in the world somehow? Like so say a fucking meteor hits the fucking Earth and fucks up half of the planet, right? Which can fucking happen. It's happened before.
Mm-hmm.
So the people who built the iPhone or cell phones and shit, they're all dead. You think we could figure out how to build a fucking
No.
iPhone? I could not figure out how to build
See,
a
that's the
fucking
thing, though,
iPhone.
man. If we get to that point, I mean, there's still going to be some people left that know how to do that. However, if it didn't wipe out all the people that know how to rebuild the fucking country,
90%. Wiped out 90% of humanity.
there's got to be
dude.
a handful of people in there that fucking still know how to do that stuff.
You hope.
Maybe.
You hope.
Maybe. But here's something I can guarantee is if that shit does hit the fan, I promise you, I'm going to be fine.
Yeah.
If I live
Yes.
through that fucking initial thing, I mean, my kid is going to learn how to do it. My wife don't know how to do it, but I'm going to take care of her. I can fucking live without any of that shit.
Yeah. That's cool that you know that.
Yeah. Oh,
That-
I know it.
That's some comfort.
And like a confidence in it. Well, because
Yeah.
they talk about it. I forgot which Joe Rogan podcast it was. Because they talk about because nowadays it's all in the fucking cloud and shit, and there's no like spoken word, type deal. That a lot of that stuff is just gonna get lost.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is like what happened to the Egyptians. Do you think that could somehow happen again to us?
Well, it could. However, that's why it's important for us to educate the next generation.
yes.
And
yes.
like my kid, like she may never fucking build a house. I guarantee you she's going to be able to know how to fucking do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to
That's
what
fucking
goes into it. At least
Yeah.
know what goes into
know
it.
what goes into it and know what it takes to go from, ground to fucking standing structure.
See, I think the folklore is my favorite part of fishing. Favorite part of fishing is the folklore, and like when an old guy will tell you like, hey, here's a spot right here, and you got to fish it on this tide at this time of year, and I promise you'll pull up a fucking 30-pound black drum if you use this type of bait on this type of hook. That's the type of shit I like. Like that old guy's gonna die one day. What if we never figure that shit out again? You know what I'm saying? I love the folklore. That's why I'll like sit at a boat ramp and just talk to people. Like after I put my boat on, I'm like, hey, how'd y'all do? Like, you know, most people won't tell you shit, but it's like some people will be like, hey, yeah, we use popping corks. That's how we got on them. We caught 30. Most times somebody will tell me something, because I'm pretty cool with people.
But
like,
that's the stuff you got to lock in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then like, I'm one of those that learn though by like tangibles. Like I'm physically got to be doing it to learn it. You know, and I might watch that YouTube video and stuff, but until I got my hands in there, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
And then once it happens though for you one time, that's it. It's in there.
Muscle memory's there. It's fucking in here. You know.
So here's a cool story about fishing. We could probably all tell some cool fishing stories.
Oh my god.
So I know a dude, Derek, and he's cool as fuck. And I was repairing his furniture, and that's how I met him. And I started talking to him about fishing, and he's like, "Yeah, you want to see a cool picture?" And he shows me this picture of him with like 15 sheep's head thrown over his back, and he's standing on a dock. I'm like, dude, my buddy tagged me in that shit the other day. I was like, that's fucking you? He was like, yeah, that's me. And I was like, can I have your number? And like, you teach me how to catch a sheep's head. I've never caught one. And he was like, yeah. Gave me his number. Texted him the next weekend. He's like, come down to the dock. I'm going to show you how to fuck to do it, son. So I go down to the dock. He's like, you got to tie on your leader like this. You got to use this hook, this weight. Put this, he's like, this is his top secret bait. He's like, I'm gonna show you how to get this bait.
I know
put the top secret bait on there. Put it on this little tiny hook, and he's like, all right, drop your weight to the very bottom and half a reel up. That way the line's taut. And I'd have never figured this shit out, dude. I'd have never figured this out. And he's like, when you feel a tap, you fucking yank that shit,
dude. The fastest fish on fucking earth,
dude. You gotta yank it when you feel. And dude, I'm telling you, dude, that same day caught a 5-pounder. Fucking only sheep's head I've ever caught. Other than that one, I ate that one. So I ate that one. It was delicious. To cooked it fucking whole, stuffed it with crab meat, cooked it whole in the damn oven, right? God. So I hit him the next weekend. I'm like, dude, I want to catch another one, dude. I'm hooked. So he's like, all right, meet me at the dock, blah blah blah. I meet him at the dock, and he's like, all right, well, fish these 2 cement pilings right here. Like, fish on these 2 and just wait. He's like, there's a dominant sheep's head on almost every one of these pilings, if not every other one. He's like, once you catch one of the dominant sheep's head, another one will come in and dominate that piling. So there'll be one big one fucking up the little ones, getting them off the piling or whatever. So I'm right there on that piling, dude, and he's on the dock across the water. I feel the tap, dude. I missed it, right? I wasn't ready. I didn't set the hook. I feel the tap again, and I'm ready. I set the hook, and he's like, I go, ski, whoop. And he looks over from the dock across the way. He looks over. He's like, oh, shit. And he throws his rod down. I'm not making this up, dude. He dives in the fucking water and swims over to me. He's like, give me your net. Give me your net. I give him the net. He reaches in the water with my net and puts it around the fish and hands it to me, bro. Hands me the fucking fish, and it's 7.9 ounces. Damn. 7 pounds, 9 ounces.
Wow.
So it was almost 8 pounds is the citation. So I almost had a citation. I'm like, dude, that's your fish. I was like, you keep that. You fucking eat it. I was like, that's the most amazing thing I've ever fucking seen in my life. You just dove in the water like a fucking barbarian maniac.
But that's that commitment piece, man.
Dude, he's so committed, dude.
Commitment.
Yeah.
And that's like, so it even comes back around to everything we've been talking about, man. Like, along with all those working with your hands and stuff, like commitment. That's another thing that's fallen to the wayside. Yeah. Like, do you remember when I used to coach ball? Yeah. Like, I would try to fucking teach. I was requested to try to fucking teach or at least encourage practicing of spiritual principles, and one of those being commitment. And like, we start the fucking season, and I've got so many people. We got 2 squads. I'm playing a team on fucking one night, playing it was Alpha and Beta or Omega, and like Alpha played on Tuesday, Omega played on Thursday. By the end of the season, I'm playing, and I'm fucking having to call everybody to fucking get enough people there to play. Yeah. You start off with fucking 30. And end up with 9.
Well, that's what happens with one of those teams in particular. That
was the team I was coaching.
Yeah.
Just say it, dude.
Well, and that's why I went into play on a men's team on Mondays, was because it's a steady group. Everybody knows how to play ball. Everybody knows how to hit your cutoff man. And all that
best thing I ever did for my softball career was stop playing with people in recovery.
Really?
I learned more about ball, especially when I played with the Black League. Here, used to play with a team out of Northwest, and there was like 2 white dudes out of 12 teams like Browntown, Chadburn Heat, fucking Northwest, Navassa, fucking dude, like, you know. But these guys were like, you talk about getting your skin tough.
Oh, yeah,
like,
they
man, you
ball.
play white ball, you white man playing ball with fucking, you know, those guys. They fucking let you know.
Yeah.
You know?
I love that though.
Yeah, that makes that competition piece fucking that much better.
It's just sad that a lot of that mentality that you're talking about has been pushed to the wayside.
Yeah.
And it's like you said, a softer, gentler generation, and hopefully it turns around. Hopefully it gets so bad, and we're almost there, I feel like, that it's just going to flip-flop. Like, women are going to start raping men and shit, and you're going to be like, what the fuck is going on with this feminism
You're talking about
shit?
Bizarro world.
Dude.
Yeah.
But it's like, yo, if we keep pushing it to that point, it's like, it's just going to get so ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I feel like, honestly, dude, not even from a political standpoint, but that's why Donald Trump won. Is because everything got pushed so ridiculous to one side that people were like, fuck that shit. I'm voting for this fucking maniac. Fuck those people.
And then the rest of the people just didn't want to vote because, like, or they voted for him because they didn't like the other choice.
Well, yeah, and I think that happens a lot.
Jerry Garcia said one time, choosing the lesser of two evils is still choosing evil.
Yeah, dude. What got y'all into the jam bands? Because both of you guys love jam bands.
Dude.
That's how you guys got connected, right?
Well,
Is that
how
skiing.
Well, yeah, it was skiing.
That's right.
But then he came in with a dead shirt and fucking
Was
dead
it the dead
tattoos.
shirt? So one day I had on the Doom shirt. That was the MF Doom shirt, and you called that out. I was like, this fucking cat's solid.
Yeah.
Because nobody knows who Doom is. So, like, if he's willing to talk about Doom, and then Panic came up.
Yeah, and then Panic came.
And I got into jam bands because of the drugs, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really how it started, and I was hanging out with older people. Like, when I was 16 in high school, I was dating a 22-year-old that lived right across the street from the high school.
You were a bad motherfucker,
So,
dude. Look up cool in a dictionary.
I
You
was
see
going over
PFG,
there,
baby.
hanging out with them, and they're like 20. They've really fucking cultured with the music, man. And like, they took me to my first Panic show in '89 at Ziggy's in Winston-Salem. But in my first Dead show, I was a junior in high. Man, dude, I got some stories about that shit, but we ain't got time for that. Because that's how I got it. Grateful Dead was the first one I went to.
Yeah. What about you, Reeves? How'd you get
Mine
into
was,
it?
well, I was kind of already into the
You were
drugs.
huffing nitrous, and you were just like, fuck it, I'm going to listen.
And then, listened to him like a little bit in high school, didn't get into it. And then I had a roommate who was into it, and his aunt and uncle were taking him to Mikey shows and stuff when he was a kid.
Yeah.
And
It
got like into it. Not just like listening to the music, but like actually into it.
It's funny though, because I can go back and look, and it was an evolution. The music was like, so the first Outkast group I hung out with was like, they were listening to fucking Guns N' Roses, Motley Crue, and fucking like hardcore shit, Wasp, Ozzy, and then that group eventually turned into the group that was like Yes and Rush and the Grateful Dead, and like once it fucking got into that, like once I remember the first time I heard the Grateful Dead, I was like, holy fucking shit, this is fucking amazing.
So cool.
Like the first time I heard Geddy Lee or fucking Rush, and damn, listened to Yes the first time, I was like, this is fucking incredible. But then slowly after that was like, oh, you think that's fucking cool? Smoke some reefer and listen to that shit.
It's 10
and
times
then,
better, yeah.
the next thing you know, you're fucking laying a 10 strip on with your fucking AP teacher from high school at the fucking dead lot. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, it's fucking crazy how it spirals out of control so fast.
Yeah.
And then the next thing you know, it's just, it's the progression.
Well, y'all both have tattoos, right? You got a Grateful Dead tattoo.
Yeah, I got the
Grateful Dead.
the lightning bolt. Yeah, and then I got the Panic tattoo. Yeah.
He sent me that. I got so excited when I
So
saw that.
it's cool to me because I've only been around one guy.
And Zappa.
That I used to, I've been around one guy that I used to live with that was into the jam bands, and he passed away now, but he used to take me to like the Mantras. I don't know if you ever heard them.
They used to play here a lot.
Yeah, I think they're from here, maybe. I don't know.
Greensboro, I think is where they're from.
Somewhere in North Carolina.
But they used to do a lot of shit with Sci-Fi, who was local.
He took me to Keller Williams where I saw you on New Year's Eve.
Y'all going, right?
Yeah, fuck
we'll
yeah,
be
we're
there.
going, dude.
I'll be there.
I'm so excited.
Is it Greenfield
for that,
Lake?
too.
Yeah. And it's not even sold out.
Really?
No,
Dude,
man.
it's going to be fun.
Keller Williams, y'all, tomorrow night, not sold out at Greenfield Lake Amphitheater. You fucking need to go.
Dude, I didn't even know who Keller Williams was until Matt Schultz took me to that show I saw you at New Year's Eve where he played with the bluegrass
Larry
band, the
Keel.
funk band, and then they dropped the balloons from the ceiling. This girl was pissing beside me on the floor inside.
The K-Double-licious.
Yeah, dude.
yeah,
Dude, that
dude.
shit was so
What
awesome.
is that? Is
So
that
K
the video?
Doublelicious was like this really cool funk thing he did. It was like this funk jazz.
It was so
dude,
dope.
It was really good.
Because that's what he said. He said he did one solo, one funk.
So he did the solo, and then he played with Larry Keel. So he did the Keller and the Keels, you know, and then he did that K Doublelicious, which was the balloon.
It was so
drop.
cool, dude.
So funky, dude. It
They
just
kept
like-
going
Really?
faster and playing faster, and they knew when the ball when they kind of told us when the ball was going to drop, and then they were playing super fast whenever the balloons came
As a
out. It was
countdown.
so cool,
Because
dude.
I've seen him solo.
He's
but
so
I've never
talented.
seen him do the Grateful Grass thing. I
Yeah.
think it'll be interesting.
So what is he doing tomorrow? So he's playing like
So it's basically
bluegrass Grateful
it's-
Dead. Is
So
that,
it's completely different. Apparently, like if you listen to the Grateful Dead, some people don't like it.
Keller's a
apparently.
big deadhead.
yeah,
Like
Big deadhead.
he's even got a song about like jumping the lot at Deer Creek, the Gate Crasher Suck song. Like, so he's got a lot of that fucking steeped in that shit. So yeah, it's probably going to be some of that. I don't know, man. It's like you never really know what to expect. I don't think.
he's got a lot of material.
He's a
Fuck
shit
ton.
ton of material.
He's so talented,
He's
dude.
unbelievable.
Like the way he loops shit.
Oh man,
It's
like
so
if you
dope.
like back in the day when we used to go see him and he was doing that where he was playing the fucking PVC pipes and shit.
Yeah, I've seen videos of him doing
Fucking
that on
nuts,
YouTube.
man.
That
Like
shit
he's a
is crazy.
fucking incredible.
So Matt
musician.
showed me that video of him playing the PVC pipes. He's like, "This is who we're fucking going to see."
Yeah.
And he showed me that video, and I'm like, "Holy shit, dude!" Like I listened to fucking Yo Gotti, bro. How am I gonna do here?
Now-
and it was awesome.
I'm gonna tell you what. With that being said, I actually went to a rap show. I guess it's been fucking couple years back, but Joe and Kat came up because they really love this group too, and then I took Sarah. Run the Jewels,
Oh yeah,
Never heard of it.
Mike,
Holy
Killer Mike.
fucking shit, and
Yeah.
LP,
Yeah,
dude, man, these guys laid it down. But it's not like something you could tour with because I know they're doing that same shit every night. But they had these two other dudes with them, and one of them's name is Denzel Curry. This cat's out of
I've
my.
heard of Denzel Curry.
He's
before.
good, man. He's out of Miami. Definitely worth fucking checking out. He's not on that playlist I was telling you about. But oh, that reminds me. I have another playlist I want you to check out.
Okay.
I
It's
love
not
your playlist.
so it's not rap though, but it's called No Service Special, and it's like 350 songs, and it's everything from John Prine to fucking Beethoven. So
dude, so dope.
so just check it out, and like it's really fucking good. I think
Yeah.
you'll like it. Just put it on shuffle.
I
and let
like
it go.
classical music, dude.
Yeah, so, I
especially
mean-
if I'm writing,
Yeah.
or if I'm doing something like
Yeah.
where it requires me to not have to think about lyrics.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I do.
It just helps my brain fucking function. You
Well,
know
it
what I
eases,
mean?
just eases your mind, man.
Yeah.
In general,
It's
I mean,
crazy
shit
how
was-
music will change your whole fucking like your whole chemical. You can feel your like chemicals changing when some people play.
It's the one thing though in my life that has always been like a constant,
Yeah.
and like I
That's-
could
that's
always
what I
count
feel
on
with.
music, no matter
That,
what.
that was my thing. Like since I've moved to Wilmington, was like keeping with the music and just taking out all the other stuff.
I was scared to death when I fucking, when I first came here and was like trying to live a different way of life. Like I thought all that shit was gone. You
Yeah.
know, I
Turned
thought
to the
there was
wayside.
like no enjoyment.
Well, yeah, just like if it hadn't been for Katie, little Katie, like man, she's the one that started taking me to shows and shit, and like showing me that like I could still have fun. But yeah, man, I thought it was all over fun. Fucking yeah, done. Yeah,
That was a big fear of mine because the very tail end of my stuff was New Year's, and it was a nightmare.
yeah.
Shit show for
But-
sure.
But that was kind of like some of the tail end of me doing that, and it kind of left a bad taste in my mouth almost.
Yeah.
And then kind of got back into it. My buddy sent me a little iPod shuffle when I was away, and had just filled with Mikey Panic, and that shit got me through 90 days.
Damn, that's
and
awesome.
dude, I still got it in my truck.
I got a
amazing.
buddy who was like hardcore Panic, man. He was touring like he was West Coast, East Coast, fucking North, South. It didn't matter, and like he couldn't keep his shit together. And like the only way that he said he was able to stay, living how he's living right now was because he had to stop going to see Panic. Every time he went to Panic, he fucked up.
Yeah.
But it's not just the fucking band. It's not just the lot, but it's that fucking energy, man. Like some people just
Some people
they can't.
it's a
Yeah,
lot
they can't do it.
Yeah,
It's a lot of
And
stuff.
I respect that, man. Like knowing your boundaries is fucking huge.
yeah.
So let me ask you something. How long does this thing go?
We can stop whenever. You got something to do?
Well, I've got my buddy.
Yeah, hell
He's
yeah. Is that a
texted
Cubs
me.
hat?
No, it's Colorado. I got it in the Arapahoe Basin when I was just out
Dude,
there.
that shit's cool as
How
fuck.
was that? I saw the video.
What is that? What's behind there? Like, what the fuck is on there, dude?
So it's the mountain range, and it's an A for Arapahoe, and then it's the Colorado flag.
Yeah, dude. I thought I could see a flag, and it looks like a Cubs C almost.
Yeah. So the Colorado flag. But
Dude,
yeah.
that's
So they
fucking
got
dope.
a bunch of snow.
Dude, Arapahoe is supposed to get snow this week. So Squaw Valley, California, this year got 686 fucking inches of snow.
NorCal, Northern California.
Yeah. It's like up there near Mammoth.
Damn,
Yeah.
dude. Fuck that. I could never live somewhere like
It's like
that.
over 57 feet of snow.
I couldn't do it, dude. You got to be a hard motherfucker to get up there and show that
Man, my
fucking
buddies
snow,
was
dude.
showing me videos where cats were digging their fucking cabins out. Like they were digging
Dude.
down
Like to get into
in
the
the
cabin.
fucking to get to the
That's so
roof
crazy.
of their fucking cabin.
Holy
Like people that
shit.
hadn't been up there for a couple months, they go to their cabin and the motherfucker's buried in like 15 feet of
Dude.
snow.
Where's
That
the
lifestyle would just harden your fucking ass up.
I
I'm
love
sure.
that, man. Like, there's no time I feel more in touch with a spiritual power than when I'm fucking on skis.
That's
no
fucking
time.
awesome,
That's sin
dude.
for me.
Yeah.
Like, it's the one time where like you have to be in the moment, or you're fucked. You know,
Sure.
like you fucking skiing in Colorado, man. Like if you're not fucking paying attention,
You're gonna get fucked
Being
up.
being in
Really,
the now,
you can get
like you can
really
get
hurt.
fucked up. I skied a double black diamond out there. Skied the east wall.
It ain't like no double black diamond out here.
Fuck to the no.
No.
Straight the fuck down. Fucking you ankle deep powder. It's nuts, but man,
Oof.
like it's something that's fucking off my list. I skied a double black
That's
diamond in
badass,
Colorado.
dude. That's
Yeah.
badass.
So, but yeah, man. I mean, that's
They're skiing right now.
dude. They're skiing Arapahoe Basin until late June. Mammoth was
Dude.
skiing in August last year.
Dude, I'm
August.
so fucked that whenever I do snowboard, whenever I go snowboard, dude, which has been 6 years, 5 years, more than that probably. Whenever I go for a couple days, I'm so sore. I fucking sometimes I throw up.
Dude, you're using muscles you don't even.
We
think
skied
you
3
had.
days straight at Arapahoe, and we're skiing at 13,000 feet. Well, not
And that's the thing,
13,000,
yeah, when you're
12,000
way up
feet, and like the base is 10,000.
Takes a toll on your body.
Well, I mean, you get tired, you get gas quick, you know. But like, I found out a few things that like really help you with like the altitude sickness and stuff. But like,
Water.
you fucking drink as much of this as you can, you'll be fine.
Yeah,
But you got to know when to fucking stop,
yeah,
take a break. You know, you can tell when you're getting sloppy, but that's just like self awareness.
yeah.
Like, you want to learn some shit about yourself, fucking ski hard for 3 days in the Rockies. That'll teach you some shit.
Holy shit, dude! I can imagine, like even just North Carolina mountains that I've skied. I've been in some sketchy situations.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
thanks for doing the podcast,
Dude, thank
I
you so
appreciate
much
the
for
fuck
having
out of
me,
you.
man.
You too.
Yeah.
You're always around, so it's
You can't get
I
rid
could
of
give
me.
a fuck less about you, Reeves.
I
We're
wanna-
going turkey hunting in the morning.
Oh, really?
Last day of turkey season,
It is,
dude. We've
isn't
been
it?
out. This is our 4th time. We ain't got them in the field yet, but we've had them.
Shit.
We've had them gobbling so loud it make the back of your hair of your neck stand up, dude.
He's
So,
there. He's there.
I hope we get
just-
him tomorrow, dude.
You'll find him tomorrow.
Fuck, I hope so,
That'll be
dude.
so fucking
Reeves is
cool.
gonna shoot him if we see him.
Oh,
I know you lost the coin flip, but I want you to shoot him. We had to flip a coin because I was like, if we get in a situation where it's like, well, which one of us is gonna shoot him? We got to
Yeah.
know beforehand.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make you fucking shoot him. Neither one of us has ever shot a
I
turkey
ain't never
before,
shot a
dude.
turkey.
Oh man, I've
Never
never
shot
I've never
one.
fucking shot one either.
Dude,
I've
I
been,
wanna-
but it's been years. I'm still waiting. Like, man, I'm probably gonna. So this guy I went to Arapahoe with, he's a federal firearms dealer, and he was talking to me about getting my shit expunged.
Oh, yes, yeah.
I mean, I'm a lifetime sportsman in North Carolina, but I can't own a
you
gun.
can't.
You can have black
I'm a
powder.
felon.
Yeah, you can shoot black powder.
Yeah, man, but like,
Dude,
Yeah, I mean,
one shot's all
I
you
know.
need for a turkey, bro.
I know.
One
but still,
fucking
like,
shot.
man. I've got guns. I just don't have them in my.
I've had a
possession.
box of turkey shot for 3 years and ain't shot one fuck. I shot a water moccasin when we were out there last time, and
that
I
shit
ain't.
was
That's the
fun.
only time I've shot. Dude, I shot a water moccasin. Reeves was standing right there. I shot it. It blew 15 feet over his fucking head.
Oh, my God.
It was awesome. It was fucking
Fucking epic,
awesome.
dude.
But yeah, dude. Anytime you're in town, I could listen to you talk all fucking
Dude,
day.
anytime that I come back and the schedule is fucking.
Well, we'll see you tomorrow.
Oh,
We'll
yeah,
see you at
Keller.
the fucking
Yeah,
show
yeah.
tomorrow,
Yeah,
dude.
we
I'll
will.
be
Let's
fucking
fuck-
wilding out.
yeah.
I don't never go out, dude.
Oh, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
I mean, that
let's
was
meet up-
definitely
Let's meet up beforehand.
outside of
Yeah.
this was definitely going to be the highlight.
We're gonna drink some Red Bulls, ain't we?
Oh, I'm gonna drink.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drink some. I think I'll go for the 5 hour power.
Yeah.
I don't
Shit
fucking
makes
do
me-
energy drinks.
Makes me
5 hour
shit.
power
It makes
that
me
much.
shit, but I like
Have you
it.
seen Sonic's fucking got a Red Bull slushy out now?
Do they? I wonder how much caffeine's in it because I feel like they're. Let's drink pre-workout, dude. Fuck it.
Oh,
last-
350
Keller and
milligrams.
pre-dub. I hear
the
you.
first time and only time I ever drank pre-workout.
Did you
We
just
were-
drink the shit that I just gave you, or did you
Was
leave
that
it out there on the
pre-workout?
step?
Was that pre-workout?
Did you leave it on the step?
No, I drank it.
Okay, it was a.
You said
it
that was pond water. So I drank it.
Pond
Look,
water.
My
like-
man, my man. When I
Oh.
tell you to drink, we're gonna get us a turkey tomorrow.
Oh,
Thank you
Dude,
so
I was
much
sitting
for
in
doing
the
the podcast.
Yeah,
Reeves,
man.
thank you too, because I
Yes,
know you
sir.
can be kind of shy.
Good to see you, bro.
You can
Good
be
to see
kind
you
of
too,
shy
man.
sometimes, so I
Yeah.
appreciate you.
Well, I'll
But
do
yeah,
it again.
thank you everybody for listening. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
We're out here,
bye-bye.
like Paul would say, "Fuck you, motherfucker."